Am I on? Hello, I'm Zeus Pantera, the host of In-Ear Fetish, and we're here with the 7 Hertz 5. And I don't know why companies with numbers in their title decide to name their things after things. It's like 5, and it's like, oh, it has 10 dynamic drivers. Per pair, not each. It's 5 and 5, which makes 10. It's weird. So, it's you know what? It's okay. You know what? I just did the Dyna Quattro, which had 4 dynamic drivers, but really only 3 were active and 1 was a passive. So it makes sense that like the next week I would do the 5, and I'm sitting here with it, and I'm going through music, and immediately it's like, oh my god, I love this. I really do. I like a dynamic. I love a single dynamic, a big 10 millimeter single dynamic, and if I did the calculations of the mass or the area of a single 10 millimeter, and then you took 5, 6 millimeters, someone else do the math in the comments. I'm going to leave that up to you math people. But like, oh, that makes sense. You'd use a lot of small, like one of my favorite subwoofers uses 2 6.5s. Not a big 12, 2 6.5s. Smaller, faster, surface area less, but like more is faster. The thing is with an IM though, you're not just dealing with like with a single dynamic, you can probably get the whole frequency range out of it. With a 6, you're kind of like you're going to have to use a crossover. They're using a crossover. I'm listening to it, and I'm like impressed by the low end, and then oh, the imaging sounds, like the sound stage is big. And then as I'm listening to it and trying to ignore it and just sticking around on my phone, I'm noticing songs that I know just don't quite sound as crisp. And then it, like after I don't know, 40 minutes of just sitting here, just going through my phone and going through emails, I'm like, all right, I know what these are now. These are a quite impressively tuned Bluetooth IM with an old codec. That's it. They're $150 with a coupon currently on Amazon or Linsol, and they make sound happen that I like. I like the profile, I like how much bass is in there, I like the sound stage, but everything has this sort of like low quality filter to it. Lo-fi. These are 100% lo-fi IMs. And that's not necessarily mean I'm going to be like, well, don't buy these, they're shit. They're so fucking interesting because of the design that I can't be like, well, don't buy these because they're shit. I'm going to be like, well, don't buy these if you want something that's like this. If you want a very clear, very concise. If you're looking for the weird shit, this is your weird shit. It gets on Amazon. It has a 3.8 star. Perfect. That's exactly what it is. It's not quite good enough for more than 4 stars. It's not a 5 star, even though it's got 5. It's called 5. It's not a 5 star. It's not still like 100% replace everything in your system for 4. It's just under that. It's interesting enough to own. We'll talk about it here. Oh God, yank it out of my head hole. We've got, I don't know. Just make the thing clear. I know you're trying to probably hide some of the negative like things, but I can fucking see the 5 drive. That's awesome. I want to see it. Make it see-through. Why is the Annihilator the only one that figured out to make it completely see-through? This is just like a hint of awesome. And it's just, they're all hooked up with a tube that goes to a tube, which goes to a tube, which comes out the front here. I've got the Duno SS tips on it. They're a little large. They're kidney bean shaped. They're big, but they're big in the way that like, oh, you're putting 5 dynamics in it. Okay, that makes sense. They are a 2-pin. A flush mount 2-pin. The little red indicator to say it's the right. I guess you need that. They're not like the prettiest things on planet Earth. The shape is kind of leading nowhere. I don't hate the patterning on here. It does some really cool shit in the light. It says 7 Hertz on it. Both sides. The wire's super interesting. I think I've done one 7 Hertz before that had this style wire, where it's a flat ribbon cable that comes up to the split that says 5, which is not quite straight. Then just pull apart the ribbon and you get 2 2-wire ribbons, which I guess you could actually come in here and pull them apart again and have 4 individual strands. You can just do that for all of it, but you couldn't weave it. The end is a 3.5 millimeter, which again is see-through and clear, and I could see what's going on. And they should have continued that all the way into the thing, since you've got literally the first IEM ever in the history of mankind with 5 dynamics in it. Can you believe I got through sound pretty much first? Comes with a big old bag of cocaine. I mean, tips. I don't know. Something about an orange bag is like something you'd see in like a cop drama. They're like, what do you call this, sir? I found this in your pocket. I'm like, those are IEM tips. All right. Sure. We'll see if that checks out at the lab. Some basic looking ones. Actually, I haven't opened it up. I don't really dick around with standard tips because most of them don't fit my ears. I have giant tips. But ooh, you know what? I literally thought from the way it was squinching in the bag that these would have a special texture to them, and they do. These clear and red ones are these are 7 Hertz branded. They're very sticky. They're almost elastic sticky and super soft. So I'd probably keep these sets and try those. I went with the Duno SS just because. This, you want to talk about innovation and weird shit? This is some weird shit. It is a fully silicone soft case, like for hanging in the shower, I guess. What are you doing with this? Like, okay, so you get it, you zip it up, and then you can completely 100% just smash your IM, so they don't really protect it, but you can hook it onto like the back of your bag, like your zipper, and it will hang there as long as you trust this not to break, which it seems pretty resilient. And then it unzips, and then you have like a water resistant. I'm not going to say proof. It is hanging like this, though, so if rain does hit it, it won't go into the zipper. This is strange. This is strange. I like when things surprise me. Like, I'm all for this. I never want to get bored. Again, it's all about having fun. And you should try new things. This is a new thing. This is a wildly new thing. It needs work. This is revision 1 of it. It comes with replacement nozzles and filters in case you get goop in your ear hole things. I've never had to replace these on any of my IMs. Maybe because I just clean my ears. I don't know. Well, thank my mother for that. You got interesting tips. You got a wild fucking bag. You got a cool, kind of cool. I haven't decided if I like this wire 100% or not. Because, yeah, flat ribbon cables are my jam. But it was, like, looped before, and I just couldn't unloop it in a way that satisfied me. So it was pissing me off. And then the sound comes in. I'll put them back. You know, I'll swap tips real quick. Put them back in my ears again. We'll go with the wide bore. Because here's another thing. That tip is kind of small. Like, it only goes to there, which is about half the length you usually get. But you do get a nice little... what the fuck is it? When it bumps out. It's fucking... You know what I'm talking about. One of those. It's got a nice one of those. Sometimes my vocabulary dies. And it's just me making oohs and ahs sounds for 10 minutes for these reviews. But it's fine. Flange. Flange. I think that's called a flange. So let's try the wide bores, which, if you don't know, these are the Vinius Velvet wide bore. And so the front is like a waveguide to expand the sound in your ear holes. So let's see if that does. Because I don't think anything's going to bring up the... Oh, they're so fucking comfy. That's why they're called the Velvets. I don't think anything is going to bring up the quality of the sound being reproduced. And I already like... All right, fuck it. We'll go to the big German bastard. I already like the tuning. Like, the tuning does not equate to the quality of it. It sounds low resolution, but I like how they've balanced out the bass and the mid-range and the treble, the soundstage reproduction. A little bit honky, but that's a Simpsons. Ooh. American Gods soundtrack. Amen. It's like an organ. I'm way too fucking high here. Not like volume. Yeah, on a short listening period, if you're at a can jam and you hear these, you're gonna be like, "Holy shit, they're so big and there's so much bass," and then they like this imaging is throwing around. It's great. Upon long-term listening, it's when you're like, I know this song. Why does it sound like ass? Oh, I know this song too. Like, isn't... I want them to make another revision of this. Maybe take away one of the drivers and make it a 4 again. God, there is some depth to the bass, though. If you're okay, if you are a lo-fi boy where you're like on YouTube, hold on, I want you to hear this. Shit like that, where you're in just a Spanish conservatory and there's a monk singing at you, like, here, that's what these are for. But I know the quality. It's just, and it isn't like it's missing treble. It isn't just like a frequency ring. Well, they don't have a lot of treble, so they're not clear. I hear every frequency. It's just every frequency is at like 82%. Like when Bluetooth went from Bluetooth 3 to Bluetooth 4, I know, we're old. I'm old. 3 was absolute horseshit. No one could even listen to music on 3. 4 was like, oh, it's a whole new game. Now we're at like 5 or fucking, we're nearly at 6. And every time it's like 5.1, 5.2, they're upping the bit rate. This feels like lower bit rate Bluetooth levels. So like I was able to give a true wireless IEM a full pass. If it was tuned properly, if these were Bluetooth and I knew it was the Bluetooth codec holding them back, I'd be like a little bit more like lenient. Like, you know what? These are doing some interesting stuff. They got some crazy big bass going on. I'm okay with it. But these are fucking wired to a $2,500 fucking German RME amp DAC. They shouldn't sound low resolution. But again, we're back at the price point of $150. Oh, and it's like and you can get it with a 4.4. They didn't send it to me with a 4.4, but you can get it with one for how much more money? 90 more cents. This is, wait, $1.90? $1.90, I think. Yeah, 49, $1.49 or $1.50.90. Less than $2, you can get it balanced. But like, it's not gonna fix the quality. It feels like they put 5 cheap dynamics into it instead of 1 good 10. There you go. So I think people are gonna buy this. You're interested. I know you're interested. Because I was fucking interested. I was like, ooh, the 5. I get to do the 5 today. And it just doesn't. Oh, washing machine. I'm like, is there a helicopter coming to get me? Yeah, no. Yeah, no. Yeah, no. I'm going to give these. I think they deserve better than a 6. 6 is like you've upset my thing, but I gotta go wallpaper. I got a good desk mat. I enjoy this. I like the tips. I enjoy the wired to a point. These are 7. These are 7. They're a 7. They're a solid. All right. They're a shaky 7. They're not a solid 7. They're like, they could be a 6 if I used them long enough and I was just upset about how bad it's making my music sound. But the recording quality just dropped to 96K MP3. And it's just like, But you know what? If you're doing lo-fi shit and that's your jam, it might be a solid 7 to an 8, but I doubt it. Anyway, wallpaper and the wallpaper horde. Link to these. My desk mats are all on Reddit. Support this channel on Patreon and Subscribestar. I really do appreciate it. You keep the lights on here. And when it's time to bring the cat to the vet because he poops on the floor, you guys are paying for that bill, so I appreciate it. Yeah, check everything out. Links in the description, and I'll see you in the next one. And I approve 7 Hertz. Just improve it more.